We're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. It was a rough evening. Your boy was food poisoned, but we're back, strong as ever. We're doing the Week 12 Start Bench show right now. It begins right now. Appreciate everybody being here. File on in. Let's get ready for your Week 12 lineups and tough questions. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
So not too much breaking news this morning, other than some of the players that are ruled in. So Rachaad White's going to play, Dameon Pierce is going to play, Zay Jones is going to play. That's good for Calvin Ridley because he always gets to get some of that Christian Kirk treatment when Zay's in there stretching the field, and it's not required of Ridley to do that dirty work. And inactive Miller, Kendre Miller. So there's your inactive list. Not too much to be concerned about. Rachaad White was the one player I think a lot of people were waiting on, but we're here to do it live. File on in, hit that like button. Appreciate every single one of you being here, and let's start digging into some of your questions. We'll do a speed round Q&A at some point at the end probably, but we'll be hitting your questions the entire show. Drop any super chats you have, and your boy's here to answer the call. Appreciate all the well wishes. It was just food poisoning. It wasn't too big of a deal. I mean, I felt like crap, but I knew it would pass, and here we are. Thank you for everybody being in here. First in the building was Max. Max was first in the building, followed by Swaggy, followed by Melvin Torres, followed by Slayer and Jarrett and Carrie and everybody that filed on in. Appreciate you all. Let's roll. First super chat of the day. Andre, you get a standing ovation, of course.
Mashed potatoes!
It is hard to stand up. Still a little weak. Dobbs or Kyler, Hockenson or Ridley. Dobbs or Kyler. I'm gonna go Kyler for me, but very, very close. Hockenson, Ridley. Hawkinson's safer. Ridley's got higher upside, but more risk. If it were me, I would go Kyler and Ridley, but Hawkinson's very, very tough to bench. It's a very, very, very close call. Christopher with a super chat. Appreciate you, Christopher. Herbert, Hunt, Chandler, pick one. I'm going to go probably Herbert without Foreman this week. Seems like a pretty safe bet in that context there. Would you start Mitchell over Singletary? I think Singletary, even with Pierce in the game, is still going to be favored 60% minimum of the work, so he's still a very safe play, much safer than Mitchell. I'd say Mitchell has that home run ability to have 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, but there is risk that he doesn't get used properly. So, Singletary's safe if you need safety at all. Mitchell's like you're down by a ton. You need a big freaking swing. But Singletary still provides you pretty decent upside. So I'd probably say for now Singletary, but I still love Mitchell. Adams, Devonta Smith, Ridley, or McBride at flex. I think I'm gonna go Devonta. Give me Devonta Smith, but really. Ordonez, you should have made some trades. That's insane to be making this kind of call every week. My second choice would be Adams, but if you needed to, but that's an insane combination there. Pretty ridiculous to have to decide that every week. Start Ridley or Bijan in both PPR, and standard. I would split it. I think if you're talking about this being in 2 leagues, but if I had to choose one, I'd probably say Ridley's the hot hand. Zay Jones is in there to stretch the field. Bijan, I think Bijan does maybe get in the end zone today. This is the Underdog Fantasy hire that I like a lot on Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Smitty. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. If you want to try these higher lows, please hit this link I'm going to drop right now in the live chat. This link will double your first deposit up to $100, and I really like this 0.5 rushing or receiving. There's a rushing touchdown for 2. I think it starts times 1.5 or 1.75, but you could get the combo of the rushing or receiving, a little lesser scorcher, but it's a scorcher nonetheless. 1.25 scorcher on Bijan Robinson scoring a touchdown, rushing or receiving. So I really like that one. I'm gonna leave that one on screen. But Bijan Ridley, if I could choose, I would pick one in one league and one in the other. I really think this is Bijan's day. But because we don't know, we're still at the mercy of Arthur Smith and the decisions that are not in our control. I would say Ridley's the safer bet, given he's absolutely been on fire. Chase, Douglas, Odell, Ridley, pick 2. Probably going to go, even though I do feel like Chase is going to be a little disappointing, I'd say Ridley and Chase are the clear picks here. Slayer, appreciate your super chat, my guy. Dub with a super Ridley or Addison. I'm going to go Ridley. Ridley, yeah, there's no sign that Jefferson's playing, but you never know. Ridley is the pick there. Dub, appreciate your super chat, my guy. Mad with the $2 hauler. Matt, appreciate you. Warren or Connor? Warren for me. Anything could happen, but Warren's absolute low-end running back 1 to me right now. Fields or Murray? I'm going to go Fields for upside. If you need safety, Murray's probably a tad safer. He runs well, so does Fields. These are very comparable players. I would go Fields, though. I think Fields has a little bit more track record as of this moment, so it feels like a little bit safer situation. But either one, bro. Kyler is pretty well ranked across the industry this week. PPR, need one flex: Singletary, Rice, Keaton Mitchell, London. Like the other question that I got earlier, Singletary safer, but Keaton Mitchell certainly got that huge upside with the huge risk. I'd probably say you're safer going Singletary, while he's probably going to at least get 60% of the work still. Full PPR, pick 2, start Kyren, ETN, JT, Pacheco. I'm going Kyren. No, I don't know. ETN and JT, I think, until Kyren proves himself back. But how do you sit Kyren? You really should have made a trade, Justin. This is ridiculous. You have this talent sitting there when you could have upgraded your quarterback into Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen or whatever. If you've already got one of the big 3 quarterbacks. Man, getting Kelsey somehow, getting a wide receiver upgrade. You're going to get this wrong every single week. But I think until Kyren proves himself, ETN gets into the lineup with... I don't know. That's a tough one, though. That's a very, very tough one. Justin, appreciate you. I've got Instagram, I believe, over in the corner here. I think Instagram is live with us. I'm not sure. Let's see here. I'm gonna start the Instagram live. Okay, I guess I didn't start it yet. Instagram, welcome Instagram to the live stream now. Instagram, appreciate you. Full PPR, pick 2, start Kyren, ETN, JT, Pacheco again. I'm gonna go ETN and JT until we know that Kyren's fully back. But man, that's a tough call every single week, bro. You're gonna get that wrong like every single week, man. This one here is from Wild Bill. Wild Bill, appreciate you. 210 of you in here already. 46 thumbs up. Punch that thumb up button if you could. Start 1, Boyd, Downs, Pickens, Gabe Davis. Thanks. I go Downs as long as Downs looks good to go. His rapport with Minshew is so strong. The force is strong with those two. I definitely feel comfortable with Downs. Fields or T-Law? I'm going to probably say Fields is a little bit higher risk, higher reward. T-Law just doesn't, I think, have the ceiling value, even though last week he scored 4 touchdowns. That's more of an anomaly than a regular, but I still think he's capable of the 2 to 3. I just think Fields is a little bit bigger swing, but I love both of them in different ways. I don't think it's crazy to go T-Law if you're loving that T-Law situation this week. I don't think it's a crazy move whatsoever. Fields is on Monday night. It's a spotlight game. It just feels like a solidly, solid performance set up nicely. But T-Law does have a nice matchup where I think Houston will be up, and if not, it'll be a close game and a shootout. So it's either way, you've got a nice start there. What's up, brother? Full PPR, Kyler or Fields? I'm going to go Fields. One flex between Deontay and Connor. If Connor's looking, check some more news on Connor because I don't have all the Connor news right in front of me. If Connor's looking like unrestricted, I feel like Connor's the best pick there. Anybody have any Connor news, drop it. But Connor feels like, I don't know, I feel like they don't have a lot of information on him. Smitty, rank these rest of the season: Dell, Cup, Adams. Probably going to say Adams, Cup, Dell in that order, and that's just being safe. It doesn't mean Dell can't be the number 1 on that entire group of 3. I really love Dell, but I think being logical and smart, being, cognizant of a potential rotation between Nico and Dell is still possible. I think you got to go Adams, Cooper Kupp, and Dell. But that's a fantastic trio. I like it a lot. I hope that's your 3 wide receivers. Pick 3, Olave, Chase, Ridley, Dell. You're going to go probably Fields, Ridley, Dell, or Fields, Olave, Dell. You're not sitting Dell. You're not sitting Chase. Fields or T-Law. Probably go Fields unless you have the ability to split these Frost and go Fields in one and T-Law in another. I would hedge it if I had 2 options like that. That's how close it is. Kirk, Flowers, Downs for flex. I'd probably go, look, Downs is pretty safe as long as he looks unrestricted. His rapport, like I said, with Minshew is off the charts. Kirk is safe. Flowers is safe. Downs is safe. Downs has just got a little bit more upside to have a bigger game. But you can't go wrong with one of these 3. I mean, obviously one will outscore the other 2, but they're all very, very close, man. I'd almost say trust your gut versus let me influence you off of me trying to force an answer. Because that's what I'm doing, is forcing an answer, because it really is that close on that one. Murray or T-Law. I'd probably say Murray's a tad safer. Start 2, Puka, Devonta Smith, Olave, flex. I mean, I'm going Puka and Devonta Smith. I'm not sitting either one of those guys. Flex, Swift, or Warren. I'm probably going to go Warren, given the kind of tough matchup for Swift at home, but against Buffalo. So that's my choice there. Jay Wall, appreciate you. I got Jay Wall with a super chat, and then let me hit Instagram real quick, see if I got my Instagram people in the building. I got all my Instagram people here. Appreciate every single one of you filing in from the Instagram. You can, of course, check the show out, youtube.com/the fantasy football show. Make sure you're on top of that. That is there. Do it live. Appreciate you all. Warren or Connor, Lawrence or Fields. I'm going to go Fields, and I'm going to go Warren, Florio. Olave, Puka, Ridley. I'm probably going to go Puka. Mixon over Gus. Probably, but that's really close. Warren or Kyron. I lean Warren right now, but they're very, very close. Instagram, appreciate you. Appreciate my Instagram people. Okay, let's see here. PPR flex. Hopkins or Khalil Herbert. Herbert's crafty this week, but I think I go Hopkins for now until Herbert proves to be fully healthy. But man, that's a really tough call because Herbert does feel like he's got good vibes today. Start 3 Monday night. Start 3 non-PPR. Downs, Kyron, Puka, or Mitchell. I'm gonna go Downs, Kyron, Puka pretty easily. I love Mitchell, and if you were to sit one, it'd be Downs for Mitchell. If you want to play Mitchell, you sit Downs, but I think that's the safer combination. But I love Mitchell. I love owning Mitchell. Keep holding him. Full PPR pick 2, Ridley, Chase, Kupp, and Collins. I'd probably go Kupp and Chase. But, I mean, you as well, Snoopy, should have made a trade. I mean, maybe your deadline happened after the Ridley blow-up game. But, I mean, goodness gracious, man. How are you going to get this one right every week? You could say I'm going to sit Kupp for Ridley until Kupp proves he's fully healthy. I don't mind that. If you feel there's a little risk there, Snoopy, with Kupp this week, I don't mind Ridley over Kupp at all. I really don't. But you probably got to play Chase. I know there's I even fear he's not going to have close to the same numbers, but you still got to play him. 7-4 PPR. Dak, ETN, Pollard, Diggs, Kupp. Should I make a move? Let me know your thoughts on the team. You're the best. No, you're the best, Sam. It's a good team. Good team. Pollard, ETN, Diggs, Kupp, Laporta, Devonta Smith, Pacheco. I'd say no trades really needed unless you only need one of those quarterbacks. I'm tempted to go to the quarterback needy team and just say, hey, Dak or T-Law or Dak. I think you probably got to keep Dak, but try and see what you can get. If you can get something you can't, an offer you can't refuse, then you do it and you just start T-Law. But I think T-Law and maybe like a Pacheco for one slightly better player. I've seen people get, a player like Devontae Adams, or in the running back realm, you could probably get something like Achane for that. Pacheco and T-Law for Achane. Just poke around with the teams that are QB needy and see if you can get some sort of move. A $2 hauler from Logan. Pick 1, Keaton, Mitchell, Hunt, or Singletary. We've had this question quite a bit, and my de facto answer is I would probably roll with Singletary regardless of Pierce being back because he's probably getting 60-70% of the work. And he's just safer. Mitchell's high risk, high reward. If you need something massive, I'm okay with you going Mitchell and saying swing for the fences. Swing, Merrill, swing, and just try and hit a home run. Eli A, appreciate you. Start 2, Dell, JT, Bijan. Probably Dell and JT, but you also should have made a trade and still can maybe. I don't know. But man, or you just have the depth and it's nice. You don't always have to have a trade done whenever you have an extra player, but it's just we're walking into week 12. It's crunch time. And sometimes it's like, man, you're going to get that wrong every week. $10 hauler, appreciate you. Kirkwood dropping the 10 spot on screen. 10 wad, Bijan or Warren. I'm going to go Warren slightly, but I do love both of them. I do believe Bijan scores. You see my higher right here on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Link is in the live stream dropped. First of all, Instagram, make sure you get on over to YouTube. The link is right here for YouTube. And then for my people watching on YouTube here, play Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. That link I'm dropping right this very second. That link right there. We'll do the same thing code Smitty will do if you just enter code Smitty, but you can click that link and it enters code Smitty for you. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. And this higher on Bijan's fantastic. 1.25 times Scorcher. That means it's not just a one-timer. It's a 1.25 payout on your whole contest. So if you do a 5-player higher lower contest with 5 players on it, $5 turns into 100 with a 20 times multiplier. This ups it 1.25. So it's fantastic. Throw Bijan in there and get it going. Bijan or Warren, yeah. So Warren for me, but it's super close, bro. Very, very close call. Justin with a $20 hauler. I'm sorry, everybody. Justin gets to get helped immediately with a $20 wad on screen. Justin.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Justin, pardon me not standing. I'm still feeling a little under the weather, but it's a 18 PPR. That's why I have a squad. Full team just to show what I'm working with. Kyler, Lamb, Devonta, Etienne, JT, Kelsey, Gibbs is a very good team. Aaron Jones, Goff, Pacheco, Higgins. 8-teamers are hard to trade too. You're not done yet. Kyren, Jefferson. Yeah, there's not much to really trade there because everybody's stacked in an 8-man league. You got a really good squad. Let it ride. Let it rip. Hopefully JJ comes back strong for you. Justin, that's a phenomenal squad. Smitty approved. Again, all 8-teamers are pretty stacked across the board, but you can tell when a team's really, really well-rounded. The problem will be who do you start each week and do you get it right? It's going to be a tough one. Thank you, Kirkwood, for first of all, thank you for your $20 hauler. Kirkwood, thank you very much for your super chat just a second ago. Asking again on Sunday, pick 2, JT, Warren, Ridley. JT and Warren are the safest picks. I love Ridley. I want to start Ridley. I wish you could start Ridley. I hope you could force somebody else on the bench that you didn't mention, but I probably would sit Ridley in that example, but that is darn tough, bro. Downs, Javonte Pickens. I'm going to go Downs, assuming everything looks good prior to kickoff with his news, so be sure you stay on top of that because I'm currently not searching Downs news right now. I want to make sure you get the best advice possible. $10 hauler from my boy, call your boy. Flex Gus or Flowers. I'm probably going to go Gus bus if it's touchdown heavy or non-PPR or half PPR. If it's full PPR, I'd probably go Flowers, but they're very close. Love Flowers, but his late week pop-up injury scares me a little bit. However, I feel like I can't bench Gus. Look, if your gut tells you don't bench Gus, don't bench him. He's a touchdown-capable guy any moment. How do you see Ravens game script going for the Chargers? I think there'll be a lot of scoring, and given it's a Sunday night game, I like Gus Bus. Go Gus Bus. You've already decided you want Gus Bus. Don't let anybody barely sway you away from it. You know what I'm saying? Go with Gus Bus. I, Smitty, approve Gus Bus, bro. Pacheco, Kamara, Kyren, pick 2. I'm going to go Kamara and Kyren personally. Last running back or Thielen. I'm going last running back, so start Pacheco. But Thielen's not a bad play whatsoever. I mean, you know that. 0.5 PPR, start Ingram or Pitts. I probably go Ingram, and Gus or Mitchell, I go Gus. For right now, I go Gus. I hope that we are saying Mitchell at some point, but we got to wait until that time comes before we force that time to come when it's not even ready. Superflex, Nico or Ridley. You got to go Ridley. Oh, is it Ritter? I thought that was Ridley. Ritter. Nico over Ritter. Also, Nico or Tank. I I assume it's Tank Dell. I'm going Tank Dell. Especially if these are two different leagues, then you can hedge it like that. You can have Nico in one of your lineups and then Tank in the other. But I'm not sitting Tank Dell no matter what. So there you go. Do it live. This is from Tiki. Tiki, appreciate you. Godwin or Addison this week? I probably lean Godwin. I'm sorry, Addison. Or pick up 2-2. I'm leaning Addison. Addison's still very, very talented, bro. Addison or Ridley. I go Ridley in that situation, though. Ridley's on fire. Bijan or Keaton Mitchell. You got to go Bijan, but don't lose faith in Mitchell. I love Mitchell. Must win game. Need to pick one to start in the flex full PPR. Jaylen Warren or Zay. Let's see. Jaylen Warren or Zay Flowers, Devin Singletary, Javonte. Jaylen Warren. He's a low-end running back 1 to me right now. So he's an easy call. Start 1. Hollywood Brown, Pickens, Rashee Rice, Odell. I'll go. Oh God. If Hollywood Brown is playing and everything looks good, then Hollywood Brown. And I, if he gets somehow ruled out last second or something, so you got to stay on top of that. But I'd go Hollywood Brown. 0.5 PPR flex, Devonta Smith or Jerome Ford. I'm going Devonta Smith, but both of them are very good plays, by the way. Cooper Kupp, Bijan. I'm probably going to go Bijan this week until Cooper Kupp proves he's fully back. And I feel like a score for Bijan this week, but that's a tough one. I mean, Kupp's capable of any moment bouncing back and having a solid game, but I do think he'll be a little hampered. It's not like something where we're unsure if he'll be hampered or not. He probably will. Yes, Smitty, Ridley or Olave. Probably go Ridley off the big game. But, I mean, that's what my gut says. But, bro, that my gut also tells me this is a crazy question. I would say Ridley slightly. Just because he's coming off a huge game. Zay's still in there. The formula seems the same. The formula is Zay stretches the field, not Ridley. And when Zay's out, Ridley's got to do it. And it's called the dirty work that he does. And he doesn't have to do the dirty work as much now. So that's why he's getting a lot open a lot more. Full PPR, Kincaid or Downs in the flex. I'm going to go Kincaid personally. But Downs is pretty damn safe, bro. That's a tough one. This one here from Dominic. Dominic, appreciate your super chat. Full PPR, Zay Flowers, Joe Mixon, flex. Who do you pick? Probably Mixon because he's an RB and there's guaranteed touches. But I really like Flowers this week. I really do. Cheryl, appreciate you. Flex spot, Jalen or Puka. Jalen Warren or Puka. Probably Puka in PPR or half PPR. If it's non-PPR, give me Jalen Warren. But you got a dilemma. I almost wish you could bench someone else because Puka's got to start, but Jalen Warren's almost got to start too. So I don't know if there's any other options, but if forced to answer that question, Puka. But dang, start 2. Olave, Devonta Smith or Tank. I'm gonna go Devonta Smith and Tank, but I really want Olave in there. Same thing to you. I don't know if you've got another player that can get sat, but start DeAndre Hopkins or London this week. I think you got to go Hopkins. I mean, trust your gut because either one of those guys can disappoint you. Would you drop Pop for Odell? Not really. Not really. Odell doesn't do anything for me. The odds of him staying healthy are so slim to none. Smitty, $20 hauler, first of all.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Pardon me not getting up. I'm just exhausted still from food poisoning. Josh, appreciate you with the $20 hauler. Smitty, what's up, bro? Standard League. I'm having a hard time deciding whether to start Jacobs or Kyron. I go Kyron personally, but this is a really close call, bro. Already had CMC and Mostert play. Just worried Kyron is going to be eased back in. What are your thoughts? It sounds like he won't be, but that's not a crazy fear. But everything we're hearing is he won't be eased back in. He'll be fed. But if you're feeling uneasy about it, I mean, the Raiders are at home versus KC, though. It's not a great matchup. I'm just going to go Kyron, personally. I'm going to roll the dice given the matchups, you know what I mean? Drake, London, or Khalil Herbert. Thank you for your $20 hauler, by the way. You're the man, bro. Drake, London, or Khalil Herbert, PPR. Give me Khalil Herbert. Appreciate you, Bryce. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Bryce to the moon. Perps in the building. I knew Perps would show up somewhere. Perps is here. Spears or Amari Cooper. Guys, can we give a vote for Perps? Perps needs our help. I want to give him the best advice possible, and this one's a even Steven question, but I probably lean Amari Cooper, I suppose. But can we get a vote on this one? The Spears pick would be like you're banking on something crazy happening that we don't know is guaranteed to happen each week until Henry gets injured or whatever. So I'd say Cooper is safer, but I'd love to know what the chat thinks. Chat, please vote for Perps' question. Cooper, Mari Cooper, or Spears? Please vote for Perps. Please help Perps out. Perps needs your help. This one's from Jason. This one's from Tingley. And this one's from Maverick. Let me put all three of these on screen here and get back to the chat views so I can see what you guys are saying about this question here. Elgin, appreciate your $2 hauler. I'll put it right there. Mixon or Kyron? I'm going to go Kyron, but that's a really close call. What's everybody voting on Perps' question? Cooper. It looks like Cooper wins, Perps. You got some good groupthink there. Javonte or Cooper at flex? I'd probably still go Cooper on this one as well from Mavericks because I don't know that I trust Javonte's usage. It's not about trusting Javonte. Ridley or Flowers? I'm going to go Ridley. Ridley's my guy. Tingley with a $5 hauler. PPR Fields or T-Law? Fields is higher upside, a little bit more risk maybe, but T-Law is still risky too. Puka and Devonta Smith. How do you sit one of those guys? I'm not going to even answer that question, Tingley. You should have got rid of one of them. How do you have two of these guys in a dilemma each week? If this is the thing, then it's Puka and Devonta Smith, and then you sit Pacheco, unfortunately. But wow. And then of these two, Devonta Smith, Pacheco, it's a toss-up, man. I mean, I'd be forcing an answer. I really would be forcing an answer. I guess I would go Devonta Smith over Puka, but if I can sit Pacheco, I'm sitting Pacheco for that combination that I just said. Start the two wide receivers, but goodness gracious, bro. I don't know how you have that dilemma. That dilemma is crazy. We got a load of super chats coming in here. You guys are absolutely amazing. Step Slow, appreciate you. Let me drop that in here. Shoddy dropping a super chat in here. Shoddy, my man. And then Apollo dropping a super chat. Apollo, you absolutely rock. We got Dominic dropping a super chat. You absolutely rock, Dominic. Dominic to the moon. Apollo to the moon. James with a super chat. James, appreciate you. James to the moon. James dropped a $5, but then didn't add it, but I see it right below. So you got lucky, James. Normally, I normally don't have the super chats readily available to pull on screen, but I saw it. Trying to include it if you could. Got you, though. I got you on this one. Top Gun, appreciate you. Elgin, Smitty, James Cook or Keaton Mitchell? You got to go James Cook, I think, right here. Tough matchup, though, against the Eagles. So you're not crazy to go Keaton Mitchell, but you're really putting your cojones on the table, like face up, doing that kind of move. Edwards or Ford? I like it, though. If you do start Mitchell, though, I'm kind of like rooting for you. But it's a ballsy move. It's not a safe move by any means. Edwards or Ford, tank AJ. Edwards or Ford, tank AJ. I don't know what in the hell this question is, John. You think I read code or something? I do read code, actually. But you think I read Morse code or something? Or what the hell are we looking at here? Edwards or Ford, tank AJ. I don't know what this is. I guess I'd go Gus Edwards over Ford barely, and tank over AJB. I mean, AJB's a monster, but you can't ever sit down. I don't know, John. I'm gonna wait for your redo on that one because I have no idea what you're talking about there. It's almost like your kid grabbed your phone. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, let me put this over. Appreciate your super chat, though. You know I appreciate you, my boy. You know I appreciate you. Don't take that offensively. I just don't know how to read that kind of question right now. Especially coming off the food poisoning. Like, my mind's not even there. Okay, Matt, Pacheco, Rachaad White, or Jaylen Warren? Jaylen Warren by a mile for me on this combination here. I love Jaylen Warren. I think he's in a whole different class than those guys, really. Pacheco, Rachaad White, Jaylen Warren. Yeah. Is that the same question? Jaylen Warren for me. Just Jaylen Warren for me. Easy call. Smitty, I was offered Smith for Chase. I'd take Devonta Smith over Chase right now. Excellent move. Rashad Stevenson or Olave and flex, and why? Stevenson or Olave? I'd probably go Olave because he's just more talented, and Stevenson's been, not that Olave hasn't been crap in the bed, but I just feel like Olave's got top 5 ability at his position, and I really do. I just think he's hampered by his situation, which is still in the way, but I'm just going to roll with talent on that one. I like Ramondre a lot, though. I just think he doesn't get fed properly. And I just don't know about Mac Jones. I don't know about this team. Do you like Mixon over White with the knee news? No, I'd probably start Rachaad White since he's a full go. But Mixon ain't bad. Full PPR, JT or White. I'm going JT pretty easily. 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Dell, Puka. What is this here? 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Dell, Puka, Moore, Devonta Smith, Swift, Bijan. 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Okay. So Dell, Puka, and Smith probably are the safest options there, Shoddy. I hate putting Bijan on the bench this week, though. Mahomes or Fields today. I'm not sitting Mahomes really ever. Okay, Smitty. Ridley or Downs. Go Ridley. Also, I'm a shout-out Bob streaming kickers, Lutz, or Aku. I don't know. Honestly, with kickers, I literally tell you that sometimes scoring format's weird, and you just roll with the guy who's averaging and scoring more at that current moment in time. It honestly is that simple with kickers. I wish I could give you like this matchup is going to be conducive to it's not. So it's like start your highest scoring kicker. It's really the advice you're always going to get from me for kickers. There's no predicting kickers like a lot of people think that you can do. It's not, you're going to get it wrong half the time. It's just a 50-50 proposition. Swift or Jacobs, young Buddha. I would say Jacobs probably, but that's a tough call. Swift is obviously playing very well. Swift's got a tough matchup. Jacobs has a tough matchup. Probably roll with the guy who's almost guaranteed a certain amount of volume in Jacobs. PPR flex, Jaylen Warren, Mike Evans, or Chris Olave. Give me Jaylen Warren in this situation. I know it's a little risky, but I'm going Jaylen Warren. Javonte, Singletary, or Keaton. I'm going Singletary for safety. I have Pittman and Chase at flex this weekend, and Tank Dell and Puka at wide receiver. Happy belated Thanksgiving. Appreciate you, Isaac. Yeah, as much as I want to say Keaton, I think we're still Singletary getting 60-70% of the work, even with Pierce back. I have Pittman and Chase in the flex this week, and Tank Dell. Yeah, you got it all right. You got it all right, bro. Smitty, do I go Flowers or Singletary in the flex? I probably go Singletary for safety. Flowers if you want a bigger swing with a chance of risk. Flowers is certainly solid, but Andrews being out helps. Odell's back for a week, and we'll see if Odell screws up a touchdown grab like he did last week for him. But I mean, Singletary's pretty safe. I think he's still guaranteed a lot of work. Yo, Smitty, 12-team PPR start to, but in PPR, if it's full PPR, I'm okay with Flowers. I really am. Yo, Smitty, 12-team PPR start to Eckler, Etienne, Warren. Unfortunately, here you got to sit Warren, but I'd find a way to get him in your flex, bro. I just sitting Warren's not a good idea, but in that situation, you got to. But hopefully that situation can change and you can put someone else on the bench. Morning, Smitty. What do you think about Jaylen Warren today? Love him. Also, can you play your new music video again? Sure, bro. All right, prepare for take 1. All right, action.
He's a box score Bobby. He's a little sloppy. Box score Bobby. He's a box score Bobby. He's so sloppy. Bobby.
Appreciate you very much, my boy Recovery. Morning, Smitty. I love Jaylen Warren, bro. I think he's a low-end running back 1. Some people have had like Etienne and Eckler and Jaylen Warren. And in that case, I put Warren on the bench. But it requires something of that magnitude for me to throw that man on the bench. He's an absolute conglomerate, a monster, a monopoly on the running back position in the making. So you get Warren into your lineups if at all possible. There's no reason not to. It's almost blasphemous to not have Jaylen Warren in your lineup. It goes against science basically. And Jaylen Warren is going to need an actual video, maybe a music video even, but a music clip of some sorts because Jaylen Warren is an absolute monster. He needs to be in damn lineups, and needs to be in damn lineups today, as if your life depended on it. Yeah, box score Bobby, don't be one. That's the lesson of the day. Box score Bobby. Let's get to the rest of these here. Full PPR, bench 1, Kamara, Bijan, Etienne, Warren. This is one of those questions where it's like Warren's probably the bench, but goodness gracious, what are you playing in? Like a 2-man league, 3-man league at best. 3-grandma league at best. Tristan, start London or Javonte. I'm gonna go probably. I guess I go Javonte in this situation, but I don't love either play this week. I hate saying that about Javonte, but it's a tough matchup, and then you got the usage that just drives me nuts. But London's hard to trust. I guess London's a tiny bit safer, maybe even. Chat, London or Javonte? Smith or Ridley at the flex? I'm probably going to go Devonta Smith. How do you feel about Bijan? I love him this week. I think, we're beholden to the freaking Arthur Smith movement, but I really do believe there's a strong shot that Bijan has that day. That touchdown day, multiple touchdown day. Let's hope that comes. The Bijan unveiling comes. Kupp, Olave, Tank, pick 2. I'd go probably Kupp and Tank. Also Ingram or Schultz. I'd probably say Schultz is safer right now. By the way, my opponent had Dak and CMC, so projected to lose, if that helps. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I still think those are the right calls. Schultz has got big upside. Traded Dell for Eckler, win. I like that. As much as I love Dell, that's a smash. I mean, that's ridiculous that you can get that. I'm sure it caused havoc in your league. Puka or Adams, I probably lean Adams slightly. Just slightly. They're both very, very good plays. Puka and Adams are near even. Keaton or Javonte. That might be one where I roll the dice on Keaton and just say, look, Javonte's going up against Cleveland, and he's in a 3-headed monster committee, which is stupid. And it's reckless, but it is what it is. Maybe keep Mitchell here. But Slayer, that's like you're still putting your balls on the table face up. When you do something like that, it really you need to, and I know you understand it, but anybody doing that needs to understand that it's a very risky proposition. It's not safe whatsoever. And anybody that can't stand it later and goes, "Oh, Smitty, you screwed up my league," I'm telling you right now, it's a ballsy move. Do I trade away Eckler and Mike Evans for Bijan and Lamb? That's a tough one. I would say. I would probably say give me Bijan and Lamb if you've got big cojones, but there's pros and cons. It's near 50-50. If the chat would vote on this one, Bijan, Lamb, or Eckler, Evans rest of season, please vote on that one. Bijan, Lamb, or Eckler, Evans. Scott, you got just a couple seconds. Scared, Scott. I gotta get these super chats before kickoff.
Yeah, this is quick. I'm kind of stuck on one that this team's fabulous, but I'm struggling to make the playoffs. Do I put Likely in at flex, or do I wait to see if Jefferson plays, and if he doesn't, put in Powell?
What was the first option?
I can put Likely in at the flex, or I can wait and see if Jefferson goes.
I don't think Jefferson's going to go, though.
If he doesn't, I can put Powell in.
I think because Powell and Likely are very close anyway, I guess you go that route. But, I mean, I don't think JJ's going to play. But sure, go Powell. Do it live.
So
don't be
Powell.
scared.
Okay. I'm not scared.
All right, later, Scared Scott.
Bye.
Josh Rowe, appreciate you. $5 hauler. PPR need one Ridley, Devonta Smith, or DJ Moore. I'm not sitting Devonta Smith, but really you should have made a trade, Josh. There's 3 amazing options there. This is Cap coming back with the Ruffle Truffle is legend, bro. Appreciate you, Cap. Cap to the moon. Thank you for the super chat. Perps, Spears, or Deontay Johnson. I guess Deontay by a hair. I think Spears is coming for everybody. It's just not now. You know what I mean? Need a big play after going up against Dak, Cooks, and Mostert. Flex, Javonte Flowers, or Nico. If you need a big play, I'd probably go Nico, bro. Nico or Flowers is the bigger play. I'm starting Tank Dell, so I love starting both. I don't love starting both. I'd probably start both. I'd start both. This is a Houston at-home game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They'll probably be throwing. I'd probably go Dell. But Flowers is pretty nice, too. The only reason I'd go Dell, too, though, is that it covers your bases. You know, you don't want to be sitting there going Damn it, I didn't have the guy that 115, 2 touchdowns. I would go probably Collins. $100 hauler from I Haney dropping a. He just slips in here. 100.
Alert. Super chat alert.
I'm standing for this one.
Alert. Super.
Someday, I don't honestly need the cane, but someday I'm going to need the cane when I'm an old man doing this. So I just like to get used to it once in a while. Food poisoning didn't hit me that bad, but you know we use the cane anyway. Kyren, Eckler, Kamara, Kyren, Williams, Tank Dell, Devontae Adams. Who are you sitting? Eckler, Kamara, Kyren, Tank Dell, Devontae Adams. Who am I sitting? Holy crap. So if I'm picking just one player out of all of this, it probably is Kyren coming back from injury. I guess. If I could sit anybody, I guess. But if I sit a running back, it'd be Kyren. And if I have to sit a wide receiver, which I don't think I would, but I'd sit. I guess I'd sit Adams over Dell right now, but that's tough. If it's me, I'm sitting Kyren of this group. Did I answer that right, Haney? I appreciate you, bro. I Haney to the freaking moon, coming in strong with a $100 wad on screen. Absolute gem. Let's keep I Haney's message up here in celebration of this man. This man's an unbelievable monster. $100 hauler. Look at him. Let's see. Demario Douglas or Rashee Rice. I'd probably go Rice, I suppose. That's a very, very tough one. I'd probably go Rice. All right, quick phone call sesh. Dial in if you got the number. Quick phone call sesh. Boom. We're doing very, 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 very fast phone call Q&A right here. I'm talking fast. I mean, we've got literally like 6 minutes. 6 minutes, broskies. Cynthia, appreciate your super chat. Hi, Smitty. Should I flex Isaiah Pacheco or Kyren? I would go Kyren this week. I know it's his first game back, but I still feel like he is the better option. Warner, Pacheco, DJ, I'm going to go Warren. Warner, Ramondre, I'm going to go Warren. The answer is Warren if we're talking like running back 2s and 3s. Dobbs or T-Law? I'm going to go T-Law if it's me. Herbert or Bijan? I'm going Bijan. Don't forget, I have this right here, everybody. I have the Bijan 0.5 rushing receiving TDs. I really like that scorcher on Underdog. There are a couple other scorchers that I like this week. There's a couple other plays that I like this week, obviously, but I like to put up one or two of my favorites and do it live that way. But you can also do a draft right now on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Link is being dropped right now as we speak by me, and that link has been dropped. You can draft right now and do a Week 12 contest. If your season's over, your season is never really over. Eckler, Kamara, Kyren. I Haney, you got such a good team there. What did everybody say? What did everybody say? Field Stroud. Probably Stroud. That's a tough one, Meat Missile. That's a tough one. T-Law or Russell. I'm probably going to go T-Law, but anything can happen. Stroud, unless it's up against like Hurts, Mahomes, or Josh Allen. You know, Stroud's a pretty tough bench, period. Puka or Chase, I'd probably go Puka. Kyren or Bijan, I'd probably go Kyren, but I think Bijan is going to have a day. I'm very excited about Bijan today, and so I'd like to get him in there too. Start for Bijan, Ridley, Swift, Warren, Kupp, Jamar. I'm probably starting Bijan, Ridley, Warren. Okay, so let me see. I guess it's Ridley, Warren, Kupp, Jamar, and maybe you sit Bijan in this case because Bijan's the only one not guaranteed. I hate sitting him, but those options are crazy. You know, you could sit Ridley for Bijan if you wanted to, but I don't think you can sit those other options for Bijan. TJ, thank you for your super chat. TJ, what can I do for you?
Hey, Smitty. Do I start to Olave, Puka, Ridley?
Olave, Puka, Ridley?
Yeah, I got to start 2 of them. It's PPR.
Olave, Puka, Ridley. I mean, Puka I'd lock in. Olave and Ridley are a coin toss, man. I mean, I'm forcing an answer. I would say probably, given the hot hand situation, Ridley.
Really? All right.
You know, but like Olave is so capable of being. They were both like at the beginning of the year neck and neck for me, and they've been disappointing on the year, but they're both. I mean, Ridley's on fire, so I would say it's safe and logical to go Ridley, especially with Zay Jones back in the lineup. That's been kind of the equation, right? You know, Ridley's been running a lot of these deep, high or low conversion routes, you know, with Zay out, and now he's back to being able to do a lot of what kind of Kirk does, like short stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
But
All right,
anything can happen, broski. So trust your gut.
All right. Thanks, Smitty.
All right, later, TJ. Full PPR next. Flex, Nico, Ridley, or James Conner. I'm going Ridley. Oh, man, I'm so tired. Ridley, bro. Do it live. Don't be a box score, Bobby. Tough call, though. Tough call, though. Code for Underdog is Smitty, James. It's also right here. If you just use this link, James, it'll do the work for you. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty, James. I dropped the link right now. Code Smitty will double your first deposit up to $100. That link is also in the description of every single video, so you can find it there. And it's also usually pinned in the live chat, but I just dropped it in the live chat. Code Smitty. They'll double it up to $100 dollar bills, bro. Tingly with a $5 tingle. Dilemma, because I got Dell starting 2 and Pacheco matchup looking good. Still sit Pacheco over Puka, Devonta Smith. I mean, it doesn't really matter. The other parts of this tingly don't really matter. It really just comes down to who's going to start more. You know what I'm saying? And while I like Pacheco, trust your gut, first of all. If your gut's telling you Pacheco, don't listen to me or you'll just be pissed off at me later. Just trust your gut. You're saying Pacheco, go Pacheco. It's close enough to where no one's taking a lap over this, you know what I mean? But I do believe that, you know, for me, Puka's super safe. Like Puka, I believe Puka's going to do what Pacheco does almost no matter what, especially in PPR, you know. But Devonta Smith is like got the ability to be like a 2-touchdown 100-yard receiver at any moment. I'd say Puka's your safest. Doesn't matter if Cup's back. Cup could be somewhat of a decoy. I'm not saying he will be for sure, but I'm not sitting Puka, and I'm probably not sitting Devonta Smith over Pacheco. I'd start both of them over Pacheco, but doesn't mean I don't like Pacheco. You know, I just think that it's you know, trust your gut. Trust your gut. No matter what, trust your gut. Let's see. I think the games are starting. Let me get to the red zone. I wasn't gonna eat because you know, when you're food poisoned, like the last thing you want to do is eat. Now I'm getting a little hungry, but I don't know if I should eat. I think I just might take a day off from eating, drink a lot of water, fast, use it as an opportunity to drop some LBs on top of that. All right, guys, games are starting. Appreciate you all. I'll see you all after the games, probably after the Sunday night game. I don't know. I may or may not be live in between, but usually I've been going live after all the games are over on Sunday to do a full recap. I will see you all. Good luck in the games. Perps for the final super chat. Connor, Douglas, Mitchell in the flex. I'd probably say, I guess Connor's the safest. Mitchell's the high risk, high reward play. I mean, you're playing with fire with Mitchell, but it could burn you either way, a good way or a bad way. Connor's probably safer. Can we get on the way out the door for Perps? Can we get a vote on this one? Can we get a vote? Connor, Pop, Douglas, or Mitchell? Connor, Pop, or Mitchell, please vote for Perps. I'm asking you. I want groupthink. and Perps to get a great answer here. Perps is my boy. All right, I'll see you all later. Vote on that, Perps. Perps needs your help. Connor, Mitchell, Pop. Connor, Mitchell, Pop, vote. See you all after the games. XDS, Ridley or Addison? I'm going Ridley. Ridley, XDS. Got a lot of Connor votes. Perps, a lot of Connor votes, bro.